Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Tatami Talk. My name is Juan. This is my Chikomi partner, Anthony. This is a judo podcast for judo players by two judo players. But today, we have a special guest. Anthony, explain that.
You want to introduce yourself, Johnny?
Yes. So my name is Quoc, but I go by Johnny, as Anthony said. And at Forward Judo, they also call me Skittle because I've been wearing different ranks. Like I didn't care
Skittles.
about belts. So I'm currently a brown belt, but I got an opportunity to compete in the World Championship as a green belt.
So
So that was quite a big experience.
you're a Sankyu right now, then, is what
Yes.
you're saying? Yeah. Because for people who listen abroad and that they don't know, in the U.S. the brown belt is Sankyu, Nikyu, and EQ. I know in Europe they have different colors for each kyu, and usually brown belt in Europe I think is EQ, but he's a Sankyu. Okay.
All right. So, Johnny, what made you join judo? What got you into doing judo?
So there was a dojo by my house when while I was growing up, but my parents really protective, so I couldn't do anything martial art related. So I play all kind of sport, volleyball, soccer, football, swim, all the way to 25 years old. And then I decided, like, you know what? My parents can't control me anymore. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna go out and do it.
That's cool. That's really cool right there. So what was
Yeah.
it about the grappling art of judo that made you like just gravitate to that and not BJJ or wrestling or karate or kickboxing?
Uh, I never like getting kicked or punched in the face, so judo would
Uh,
feel very safe to me. Yeah.
So you just came across judo? Like, did you Google it, or your friend was like, "Hey, you should go try this class," or
No,
how?
so I follow Japanese judo for a while before I start,
Oh, so
and
it's like me, yeah.
yeah, one day, like I saw Ono at the 2013 World Championship
Mm,
mhm.
against Ugo Legrand, right?
yeah.
And that like iconic Hanigoshi,
I was
that like
just watching that like
yeah,
literally an hour
and,
ago.
and I saw that and I was like, you know what? I need to get going.
You know, Ugo Legrand teaches out here, right, in LA?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to.
Yeah.
Can you say again which dojo you're from? Which dojo
So
you
I
started
started at Okuri Judo
at?
in
Hmm.
Hearst.
It was
Uh,
Kimesa
Sensei
Sensei,
Ken
right?
Mesa, yes.
Yep.
And then I also, since Nick Polo, the Olympian for United
Hmm.
States at 73 kilo, moved to Texas, and starting at Forward Judo, I started going there more.
Okay.
So I've been going to two dojos. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like that cross training right there.
So
So
to
yeah.
give a background, I mean Johnny already mentioned it already. He fought in the World Championships in 2019 as Yonkyu, a green belt, and I actually traveled with him to Japan at the time.
And
Um,
you were supposed to coach him, I believe, also.
he
You're
asked
supposed
me
to be
to
on the mat with
he
them.
asked me to coach him, but in the end, I did not for many
I
various
can explain
reasons.
why. Yeah.
Yeah, so
There's a
Save that
logistic
story for.
reason behind it. Yeah.
for various reasons. There's various reasons. So, but we're not going to get into it.
Mm.
But he ended up competing for Vietnam at the 66 kilograms weight class, which is the same as some of the most competitive
Yeah.
judokas out there, the highest levels out there. So, you want to talk about how that happened? Like, how did you even know it was possible, and how you even got into it?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Like I couldn't sleep for like a month after I found out like it's possible,
No,
right?
no, but like,
So
how did you find,
No,
like, what made you be like, you want to know what? I'm going to try to be on the Vietnamese team. I'm going to be on the Vietnam team.
no,
How did that
I
come
didn't
about?
even try. So one day, Nick Dippopo's girlfriend and manager named Carrie Chandler, she used to be ranked number 10 in the world, but and then she came to me and said like, why didn't you compete at U.S. National? And I said because I'm not a citizen, and I'm
oh,
still hold
you green
uh,
card, right?
yeah, a green card and citizenship to Vietnam.
Hmm.
So she said, well, then that means you can try to compete at IJF level for Vietnam. And I mean, like, I just started judo for like a year and a half or something. So I didn't know anything about the process. And she said, like, I got you. And she went home and
that sounds like trouble right there. Someone tells me that, I'm like, I got you. Like, I don't know.
I can't tell if she's doing you a favor or not at that point.
and then she went home and then she looked up the ranking of the top Vietnam national team on the world stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the top one has only 160 points. So she came back to me right away and said, hey, this is the opportunity, because if you go to the world championship and win one match, you got 200 points.
Uh-huh.
So so in Asia, for Olympic qualifying, they're 12 wild card, which means you don't have to be in top 22 to go to the Olympics. You need to be top ranked on IJF in that country, which means if I win one match at a world championship, I get to go to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
That was your goal. That was your goal.
That just sounds amazing to me right now. That sounds amazing to me right now.
It is amazing. Yeah, that's why I couldn't sleep for like months. Yeah.
It's kind of a weird story, but way back in the day, like almost 10 years ago, Mexico was having a problem trying to make their national team for the Olympics. And I can't remember, I think it was for Beijing or something. But what they did is that they had a tournament here in Los Angeles, and they're looking for Taekwondo members, Judo members, and boxing members. So they had this huge tournament out here in Long Beach at the Pyramid. And if you placed in any other weight class, like if you took first in any other weight classes, you can go to Mexico for a tournament out there to try to get a spot on the national team. So it kind of reminds me of that again, that some smaller countries need to find people somehow, and this is one way.
Yep. Yeah, like I thought mine was a special case, but then when I got there at the Kodokan practice with all the national team, I found that it's very common, because I met two gentlemen from Tanzania and Nepal who also only did judo for 3 years, but I forgot either Kodokan or IJF sent a specialist there to try to develop judo in those countries.
Mm-hmm.
So they will provide gis, like Toddler Line, Kusakura, to those people, and then provide traveling fee and hotel and food to participate in the World Championship and IJF competition.
That's
okay.
That's better than USA Judo.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate so much about it.
Well, it's funny because I've always had a question, because it's funny because we see all you guys competing, get points to go to get ranked to go to the Olympics, but then you always see like countries out of nowhere, like an Iran member or someone from some African country.
Iran is really good.
No, I mean not Iran. I'm talking about like a small Middle East country or something, like
maybe like Ghana or like Hades.
Yeah, and you'll see them at the Olympics, and it's like, how did that guy qualify for the Olympics?
Yeah.
How's he on the mat for the first round? But how do you get on the mat? Like, everybody's fighting to get there. So this is one way of doing it.
Yep.
Man, I can't remember which country. I was watching a match while I was in Tokyo, and there was one guy who almost beat, I think it was Hashimoto. He was doing really well against him, but he gassed out so quick, and Hashimoto just like threw the. I was surprised, but
so Fabio Basile is also got into the 2016 Olympic with a wild card, which means he didn't got in top 22.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was ranking like 100 something, and he ended up winning
gold.
Are
you trying to relive that?
I mean, like,
hey,
it's possible, right?
Go for it. All right, try it out. Shit. What's worse than that happen? You get thrown. All right, let's go.
Yep.
Okay, right. So after she found out it was possible, how did you like email the embassy, or like what did you do? How did it work?
Yeah, so as everywhere, judo is very underfunded in Vietnam, so you can barely find a website for it, right? And even the email, they don't even have their own domain. I think it's like at Hotmail or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have high hope of getting an answer, but I happened to be friend with a national referee on on Facebook, because she's from my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I was talking to her and explaining.
Oh, like what you mean, like a Vietnam national referee?
Yeah, Vietnam national referee. Yeah. So I told her, hey, I've been training with Nick DePapalo in Saint Jagal, the Mongolian,
yeah,
the Mongolian, the bronze medalist, right, for Olympics and World. And that this is what they told me I should try for it. And she was like, I'm seeing the president in a week, and I'll make sure that he read your email. And
Mhm.
sure enough, he replied to me, and then yeah, the spot is available, and if you can pay for it, we'll see you there. And
Okay.
that's the story.
Have
Wow.
you?
See people? That's how easy it is to become a national
Yeah.
member in some countries.
Well, you never know. You just this kind of tells people that you should always try, right? But
Yeah.
Hell yeah, always try.
did they offer you like the 66 kilogram weight class off the bat, or like did they
No,
let you pick, or
they,
what
they
happened?
they kept it open. But here's what happened. Right after that email, the IJF sponsored Vietnam for 3 athletes, I think, to go to IJF and World Championship.
Mhm.
So that means they will pay for the athlete for house, room and board and food for 3 days,
Mhm.
plus the coach. That's why Anthony didn't get the coach.
So Vietnam sent their own coach, and that's why
Yes,
Anthony was
yes,
out.
because they had a sponsorship now.
Okay.
Well, I was offering to do it for free, but because I already bought the tickets at that point. But
Yeah.
I just didn't want to carry a suit around for like 1 day basically.
One day.
But it was less
Barely
than 1
an
day.
hour.
Barely an hour, yeah.
Hey, don't cut yourself short, all right? You got to extend it, like lie, all right?
Yeah, I like to pack light. But so after that, what was the process like? So they said, yeah, we want you on the team. So did you you had to file your paperwork or get your passport? Like what was it like?
Yeah, so I've been in the United States for more than 10 years at this point. So my passport is expired, my green card expired, and I also had to submit my paperwork for IJF filing. Right?
Mhm.
And so I had to take my picture taken, send in the money, about $100 to get my IJF account created by the governing board body of Vietnam team,
Mhm.
and get my passport, my visa approved. Those are the only thing. Oh, and instead of registration fee, you don't need to pay for anything except you have to stay at least 2 nights in their designated hotel.
Yep.
And they are like 2 or 3 times more expensive.
It was
yeah,
it was more
we've
than
heard about it.
It was more than 3 times, but yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about it. We have a junior member at our dojo, and we've had to deal with some of the stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like now seeing IJF reaching out to poor country to sponsorship like that, I think that's money well spent.
Yeah.
You got to grow judo somehow. It's a great way right there to sponsor people.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gladly
No, it's,
contribute. Yeah.
oh,
So-
you have guts to go out there and do it, man. Going out there trying it out like that, why not?
Yeah.
So after you found out, did you do something to prepare for the tournament, or were you just kind of like chilling and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and see how I do? And
No, well, I mean, like, that's my mentality. Like I try this. I don't have anything to lose, right?
Mhm.
But for the people who support me from my dojo, Okuri, Forward, and East Side, I have to show that I actually put an effort, because that's what they saw in me.
Mhm.
That's why they told me to go out and do it, right? So I train every day at Gyokuri, Monday and Wednesday, and Forward Judo on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then I go to this dojo on Saturday, Bulldog Judo.
that's when you started developing the cauliflower ear, right? I remember.
Yeah, that's 1 year, but like the other year I had it when I was white belt.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh man. Well.
yeah, I couldn't stop training because I can't.
So I
So keep
suggest you
growing.
buying a wrestling headgear to wear when you practice next time.
I should have. And so yeah, and then the week before leaving for Japan, I had an opportunity to go to California for family vacation, but I spent most of the time training every day still at Cal Hill Judo and San Francisco Institute.
Mhm.
And then last minute, I think the last 2 days, Anthony told me to, hey, fly out to LA, let's train here. And I think I'm really glad I did, because Sensei Philippe really, like give me some really good pointer before I left. So
yeah, you stayed with me for a few days. I remember. Yeah, that was it was a really good time.
Yeah. I can't remember what I did that week, but I didn't get to meet you at all that. I probably working that weekend or something.
You were
Yeah,
working, I
I don't think I
remember.
met you
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, sorry.
Next time for sure.
Next time we can do some rolling on the mat.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, so that was your prepping. Did you do any sort of mental prep or I know you were kind of like freaking out over it and you had losing sleep. So
Yeah. So I had, I always have a problem with anxiety
Mhm.
because all my life I played team sport, right? And then when I
Yeah.
quit, when team sport, you always have someone to blame, and
Yeah.
it never always to you. Now it's personal,
Yeah.
right? And then the outcome of it is all on you. So I try to not get it into my head too much, And then at some point, I get so tired of it that I don't even care. I just train,
Mhm.
But going the week leading to the competition, I was training at Kodokan, and I was just like, well,
okay. Well, how was that situation? How is it when you go there, you're a green belt, you're going to this huge competition, all these black belts, all these famous players, and you go inside the Kodokan and practice with them? How was that? Like, how was that feeling?
all right, let me back up a little bit, right? So in Texas, the judo community is quite small, and if you rise above, within the rank kind of fast, everyone kind of notice, and you kind of feel like, oh yeah, I think I'm someone. And then you go to California where there's a lot more talents, right? You feel like belittle a little, and then
You feel smaller, yeah.
And then when you go to Kodokan and these high school kid, everyone has cauliflower, and, and they're just like throwing you around effortlessly, So I feel like when I was like there, all right, I can throw, these high school kids can throw me. Yeah, so it kind of helped a little bit, but it's kind of I lose a little bit motivation, I'm no longer aiming for that one match, right?
No.
But I just try to have an experience of my life because nobody can say that they went to the World Championship as the green belt.
Well, according to you, other people can, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't know that, so I wish that this podcast can help a little. Yeah.
Well, it's a very small number of people going to the World Championships at the green belt, and you're one of the few that did it. Had to be an amazing experience going out there training, practicing, and then having a match on the big mat, like on one of the biggest mats around the world, besides going to the Olympics.
Yeah. So, what was it like being on the actual match itself when you were waiting behind a curtain? They had this like light curtain, but what was it like being on the mat?
I don't think I think too much in that moment, but before all the match started, right? They let everyone on the main mat, like the main
warm up area.
The warm up area, right? And all the famous people was there, and each one has a camera crew with them. And a crew around so they keep you don't go into their space and look at you can watch them how to concentrate on each movement. That was amazing to me.
Were you trying to get autographs in the back? Were you like, hey, can you sign my gi real quick?
Yeah, I did with Ebinuma, Molai, who else? Oh, Francesca, the
Oh, really?
Oh. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, he wasn't world champion yet at that point, right?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I was like, hey, I knew him before he got big. All right.
Like 5 minutes or the day before.
Yeah.
I knew him back in the day. All right.
Yeah. And then when I line up, it's really cool system, right? They will have someone to find you in the practice area before you go. But you thought like, how can they find me? How do they know me? But in the back of your gi, there's a name tag and the countries, and then everyone carry a name tag. So, like I think 20 minutes they will go find you, and then they will check your gi. That was really cool. And then
wait, they checked your gi 20 minutes before the match, not like when you went in.
No. Yeah. Before you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Before you get on the queue line.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
You got a practice gi you're warming up with, and then you're going to go have your fighting gi later.
Yeah, and if you don't make it, they have a rack of gi there that you have to swap.
That's when you see people wearing the IJF backpatch on the tournaments. Yeah,
but I was told that they're no longer doing that. Like if you don't check in early enough, and you get disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then you don't pass, then you get disqualified.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's really strict now.
Just for me, like a little weird. Just a cool thing for me is just like, how was it when you got your back patch? When you got your gi, you got your patch that said your name, your country, your number. How was that feeling? Seeing that?
So it's a little bit complicated because, as you know, Vietnam was, a communist country, and my family was on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So deciding to go with Vietnam was a really tough decision to tell my family.
Oh, okay.
So I hid a lot of it up to the day I left. That I'm going to compete for the country.
I remember you saying your mom's like freaked out that you're going to be thrown by these really strong professional judokas.
My mom doesn't like me getting thrown, and then I think I make a post about it. The quote that she said that I did not carry you for 9 months so that people can throw you around for sports.
You'd be like, Mom, I throw them around too. It's a mutual benefit. I throw, they throw. Okay.
But I mean, like she couldn't do anything at that point. So
yeah. So what were you thinking when they called your name? You walk out and you bow before you bow in into the mat.
I think when I bow in, I look up and I try to soak in that moment. Like staying in the middle of the arena and feeling the mat. There wasn't a lot of people, so I don't think I get that nervous. And I just thinking like, I'm gonna get that grip first, and I did. But the moment that he put his hand on my gi and rip it out, I knew I was in trouble. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So
like I got the grip first. I was happy, and then boom, gone. Yeah.
But so people that don't know, who did you fight in the first round?
His name is Nijat, but I forgot his last name because it's quite long. He's from Azerbaijan. At that point, he ranked number 27. And
you ran into him at the hotel afterwards, right?
Yeah.
I remember seeing you taking a picture with him.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the throw, man. It was a good match.
His forearms were huge. You could not see it like.
His forearm is the size of my leg. I'm not even joking.
Man.
So how long was your match then?
I think about 20 seconds.
That's great. 20 seconds on the world stage like that's amazing.
I was amazed that I didn't get hurt. So
Dude, that has to be like the most greatest experience ever, man. World championship, representing a country on the mat. Shit.
I don't think I told you this, but right before you walked out was like it was like 5 seconds before you walked out. I literally just sat down on my seat and then you walked out, and I was like, "Oh, perfect timing." So you were the first match of the day for me. So.
Yeah, I think that was I was match number 9 total. Yeah.
So after you had your match and you got thrown, how'd you feel after that? How was it feel? Was it like an adrenaline dump afterwards? Was it like
yes, I did feel like like really drained, and I think I took a good nap after, but I was glad that I didn't get hurt, and then I was like really eager to get back on training after. Yeah.
Now, since you're part of the Vietnam national team now, are you going to compete anymore for them? Are you going to go to any more tournaments underneath them? Like I know we can't train right. Oh, so you do. All right.
You were going to go to Paris, right?
I was going to Paris, but then the coronavirus, before even get big, I felt that, Paris is a highly concentrated tourists from China. So I felt,
This is before they shut everything down.
So, just before. I canceled that trip, and then like a few weeks later, we got locked out.
Ah, okay. Well, you're lucky you weren't there and get shipped back. Who knows where they'll send you? Yeah. Oh, Vietnamese national team. Send to Vietnam.
You're right.
I was supposed to go to Paris too and train there around the same
Oh,
time.
you?
I think.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Hong Kong.
I can't
Send him back China.
I canceled a trip. But the funny thing is, after he told me it was possible to do this, I actually looked up because I have permit. I'm not a Hong Kong or Chinese citizen per se, but I lived there for a while, so I'm like a green card basically, right, for there. So I was looking to see if it was possible. And there was no one that competed in my weight class, so I was like thinking about it. But
under the Chinese team, under the Chinese national team.
No, Hong Kong has their own team.
Hong Kong has their own national team.
Yeah.
You want to know what? Think about this. You might want to get the Taiwanese team also. Then also try that one next.
The Taiwanese team is pretty good, so I don't know about that. So what was the most memorable experience that you like the best experience? What was the one that left you a really good impression throughout this whole experience? Whether it's the tournament or not, like just traveling there.
I don't think the tournament doesn't leave me with much impression, except for the experience being there. But I think I learned a lot from it, not from the tournament, but from the practice session leading to it and after.
There were closed practice sessions too, because I was at the Kodokan. I wasn't invited to any of that stuff. So
I get to go with a lot of country because all the national team go there, and you can switch floor to like they go on a different floor as well. So I was able to go with the Portuguese team, the New Zealand team, UK, and I think from Chile as well. So.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna get kicked off in a second.
No, it says remove the 40 time. Yeah, they removed it, so we can keep going. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Excellent. We're not being kicked off.
So, what was the worst experience, or
being thrown?
The worst experience, I think, the first day I got there, and there wasn't any national team practicing, and there was these kids from I don't know where, but how the young teenager kid who go to Kodokan and they feel like, all right, I gotta prove myself, right?
Yeah, I have a story that we're gonna leave for a later episode myself. So continue.
So
you guys getting picked on by teenagers,
and then because I'm Asian, so people think that I work with the Kodokan.
Well,
right? And because I was wearing, so that's like, hey, why don't you come out and randori with me? I mean, I didn't get throw a lot, but there's just poor technique.
No, they were muscling and going ham and stuff. So
that was a terrible day for me because that was like the week before competition. So I just sat down and I was like, man, first day ruined.
So was there something throughout this whole experience that improved your judo in the sense that like, wow, I never saw it like that, and you came back and it just clicked and you start like doing these throws that you weren't doing before because of something that someone said or taught you?
I would say that what I realized that how they teach the uke, because before the national team start practicing at the Kodokan, there is another class going on next to the randori session, and people would taught how to be an uke. And how important it is to be an uke, right? So before you practice or you're starting it, the uke is supposed to give you a little help, and then how you have to give a little weight as you go on, and how to fake the scenario so that you can go into combination and finish your throw. And I think that that's something that we lack of.
That's very true. I agree. Like, no, we don't. Like, teaching people how to fall in general already is something that's lacking in general, I think, in a lot of places. And being a good partner too. Like, I've been to so many dojos where people are stiff as a rock. Like you said, like giving resistance as they get better at the throw. But if you're outweighing me by 300 pounds and then you're like leaning back, I'm not going to throw you. So
well, that goes with the mutual benefit part of judo, and you have to tell it to people sometimes. Like, I'll say to some people sometimes, hey guys, mutual benefit, be a good partner, help each other out.
I think like everything, it has to be taught and practiced. It's not something that you're just like, oh, and then all of a sudden they just like go limp, like that's the opposite.
You can't be a noodle, but you can't be a rock either.
And I think being a good uke allows you to, like you said, mutual benefit, to improve your training sessions and get more out of it, because we all have limited time training. and you're just wasting your time if you're being a bad uke. So, not to mention, other people will think that's the way to be an uke, and they copy what you're doing, right?
You're wasting everybody's time when you're doing that. That's not cool to do. Period.
Okay, so did you train anywhere else outside of Kodokan while you were there, or?
No, because that's the only place I know, and I think the dojo that y'all went to, I left when you went. So
okay, yeah,
that's the only place. Yeah.
So you guys trained at another dojo together then? So you trained at Kodokan?
No, I think because you gotta remember, I was also proposing to my girlfriend at the time. Yeah. So we kind of like went different ways and kind of.
You didn't want people to come with you? You didn't want people to watch? What? You scared she's to say no?
No, we went to the southern part of Japan, so it was really far away. So
okay.
Yeah, we went to visit a friend. So yeah. Do you have any other questions, Juan?
So Johnny, now that you're going to do this full time now, well, I know full time, but you're going to continue this more to go international and stuff. How far do you want to go? Do you want to try to get to the Worlds again? Do you want to try to get to the Olympics? Like, how far do you want to take this?
The goal was when it started was to get into 2020, right? Mm-hmm. But the girl who get 160 point won actually 2 matches. So she got 500
she was really good. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. Actually, the Kodokan sponsored her to go study at Tokai.
Yeah, she trains at the university there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the World happened every year, so that's what I'm gonna try to do.
All right, so your goal is gonna be to get to the Worlds every year, try to get some points and get enough to go.
Leading to the 2024, because I'll be 33 by then, and I think I'll be done after that. Yeah.
Okay.
You said that
by
girl.
Then you'll be a black belt, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You said that girl didn't really like you very much. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't think the team really liked me that much. Yeah.
Well, truthfully, if someone had told me what you were doing, I'd be like, "This mother right here just cheated his way onto the team. He's here at the World Championships." If I were you, I've been checking my food. I've been checking my stuff. All right.
Yeah, we don't. I don't stay in the same hotel with them, so it's fine.
Yeah, so you ended up staying at a hostel, right?
Yeah, I stay at Sakura.
Okay.
For the rest of the trip, and then 2 nights at the Grand Palace.
Did you run into any of the judo players at the hostel?
No.
No.
No, they have money. They can afford hotels.
You're right. Yeah.
No, because we ran into some judo players, which is why I was asking.
So, with you being part of the national team now, do you have to go to Vietnam and train with them at all, or do you have to go there and register or anything, or do you just do everything here in America?
No, I can do everything here in America. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad that happened. Yeah. That's the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a great experience for you. It's a really interesting story you have right there. You should write a book about it, I think.
Yeah.
Going in as a Greenbelt, competing against the world's best. It's amazing.
Yep.
So what are you doing right now in terms of training, since we can't really train?
So at Forward, there's a small group of people who train closely with Nick's, and it's still going on. So I start going again and also do weightlifting at home. Mm-hmm. I found that Olympic weightlifting helps a lot with my Uchimata.
All right.
Is that your Tokuiwaza?
Yes. Yeah. It's getting there, yeah. But it used to be Ogoshi, but
yeah.
Yeah.
You had a pretty good Tayatoshi too, if I remember correctly, the first time I met you.
Yeah, but that's like, I think Tayatoshi is a weird throw. You know, you have to commit. Like, it's not like half throw and you feel like the guy's too strong and you have another throw to back it up, you know? So Uchimata, you can have Ouchi, Kouchi, Diashi after that, but Tayatoshi, man, it's a great.
It's an all or nothing throw.
Yeah.
You have to put your entire body into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're coming up. I mean, it's shorter than our other episodes, but we're coming up around time. Do you have anything else to say, or like shout outs or anything?
Anything you want to plug?
I mean, I want to say, you know, I really thank Carrie Chandler for this opportunity, because like without her, none of this would be happening, you know. Mm-hmm. And if I would go with the old U.S. route, it would take years. I have to get a black belt, qualify for national, get in top 3, and then working my rank up the IJF. But now here I can just fight for the wild card, and that's all I need. You know, of course, I still try to make something out of it, just rather than just being in the Olympics. You know, but
you did get really good really fast because of the environment that you were around.
Yeah, you're right.
And
the people
the people you had around you were really talented and great senseis and teachers. Because I met Johnny in Texas when I lived there, and I think I trained with him once, or maybe not even once. We met at a tournament, and I didn't see him after I moved for like a few years. Then when he came to LA, I ran Dory with him. I'm like, holy crap, this how do you get so good? Like, I'll have some of what he's having, you know? So
yeah, I mean, moving to Texas really helps a lot because it brings all the athletes here too, like Dylan Sheldon, Lawrence, and Grant, who is number 3 and 81 of the U.S. right now. And for 66, there's some really good guys here. You know, there's like 5 or 6 really good guys around this area. So I get to go with them a lot. And because we're not fighting for the spot in the U.S. team, so they don't really hold back anything when we train. So it's really a mutual benefit, you know, like I go hard, they go hard, and we help each other out, you know.
That's great. Steel sharpens steel. That's what they used to say.
Yep.
You have a great team there. Hope you do well. Can't wait to see you next year. Or actually, no, next year's the Olympics. So the year after that, I'll see you again in the World Championships.
Yep.
Yes.
Keep training hard. By then, you'll have a black belt, hopefully, in 2 years. All right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Do you want to plug your Instagram or social media or anything?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to follow me, my Instagram handle is Road Trip Machine. And, I mean, I love traveling, so that's my handle. But you will see some judo in there. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a great interview. I really enjoyed your time. Really enjoyed talking with you. If anyone wants to follow me or Anthony, you can follow Anthony at Anthony Throws. You can follow me at _Juan at Instagram. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and follow us anywhere else that you want to.
Yep. All right.
Anthony, anything else?
Yeah. We're going to do another episode about training in Japan because it's a much larger episode, but that'll be probably another 2 episodes from now. So just, keep listening.
So stand by.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right. Later.
All right. Nice to meet you.